I am. Oh, I will take back the prize.
From Black is a dark supernatural horror film that follows Cora, a young mother who's drowning in grief and guilt after losing her little son. Once a drug addict, Cora's life completely fell apart when her son Noah disappeared, something she blames herself for. Years later, she's trying to stay clean and rebuild her life when a man named Abel, who's part of her recovery group, tells her about a strange ritual that can bring back what you've lost, even a dead child. At first, Cora doesn't believe him. But when Abel claims that he once brought his own daughter back through this ritual, Cora becomes desperate enough to try it. As Cora performs it, soon she realizes that this isn't a miracle, it's a trap. The entity behind the ritual isn't giving life back, it's taking souls in exchange. But before we begin, please share the video and subscribe to the channel. The story begins with a female police officer who is investigating a house. Her team had just rescued the homeowner, Cora Lowen, from there a short while ago. Sergeant Bray is shocked to see the state of the house, burnt candles scattered everywhere and bloodstains on the couch. It looks as if some kind of ritual was performed here. Cora Lowen is Sergeant Bray's younger sister, who lost her son, Noah, 7 years ago. Some people say that someone kidnapped Noah, while others believe that because of his mother's bad habits, Noah ran away on his own. The truth is, Cora was once addicted to drugs and alcohol, and on the very day Noah disappeared, she was high. The police knock on the door, asking Cora about her son Noah, asking if she knows where he is. With an attitude, Cora says that Noah is right here with her and that he's perfectly fine. But when Sergeant Bray orders her to check the room and she comes back, the color has drained from her face. Noah isn't here, and he isn't with child welfare either. The police put in every possible effort to find him, but all they could find was a single shoe. Sergeant Bray was asking Cora what exactly had happened, and whose bloodstains were on her body. Cora was in shock, mumbling that she just wanted to bring her son back. She said, "He told me we could bring him back." When Sergeant Bray asked who told her that, Cora replied that his name was Abel, and he runs a trauma support group. The story then goes back to the past, where we see Cora struggling to cope with the grief of losing her son. She often attended the support group meetings, but until now, she had never said much there. Today, however, her pain burst out. She said, "Today is my son's birthday. Or it would have been. But my addiction to drugs ruined everything." She said that when Noah was with her, she was always high, never cared about anything, always thought that no one could ever take anything away from her. Cora poured her heart out, saying she loved her son more than anything, and she blamed herself for his disappearance. She said she would never be able to forgive herself. Cora is clean now. It's been years since she gave up drugs. To keep herself busy and make a living, she works at a mall in town. But she's stopped going to the group meetings. Those meetings feel merely formal to her now. She believes that no matter how loudly a person cries out their pain in a crowded room, in the end, everyone has to fight their own battles alone. She has accepted that the punishment for her mistakes is to spend the rest of her life living with the memories of Noah and the weight of her regret. One evening, Abel shows up at Cora's house, looking for her. He asks why she doesn't come to the group meetings anymore. Cora says she's been very busy lately. Abel wants to talk, but Cora isn't interested in anything he has to say. Abel pleads with her, saying he just needs 1 minute to talk. Unwillingly, Cora has to let him in. Abel knows the reason Cora stopped coming to the meetings isn't because she's busy. It's something else. He wants her to come back to the group, asking if there's any way he can convince her to return. Cora refused, and the hopelessness in her eyes was clearly visible. Suddenly, Abel asked, "How badly do you want to heal? What if I told you there's a way to fix this, to make it right?" But Cora flared up when Abel said, "What if I tell you that you could see your son again?" She showed Abel the way out. Yet, when Abel said that his own daughter, who had died, had come back, Cora was taken aback. Still, she couldn't bring herself to believe him. When Cora told her sister, Sergeant Bray, about it, she burst out laughing, because she had seen that little girl's dead body with her own eyes. Sergeant told Cora that her story was pure nonsense. At first, Abel's words had sounded like nonsense to Cora too. But she was standing at a point in her life where regret was strangling her, and in such a state, when someone gives you even a faint hope that you can undo your mistakes, one is ready to go to any extent. Cora did the same. She went to Abel and kept asking what this was and how it would happen. Abel said it was a ritual. When his daughter had died, a woman had come to see him a few months later, and she was the one who told him about this ritual, in which one has to make a sacrifice, and what you've lost is given back to you. Cora brought everything that was needed for the ritual. She cleaned a room neatly, just as Abel had instructed, and screwed a chain into the floor, making a circle of salt around it. She even turned off all the electronics in the house. When Abel tried to tie Cora to the chain fixed at the center of the circle, she objected, but Abel said it was necessary for her own safety. Abel made Cora stand at the center of the circle and, while chanting the incantation, asked her to repeat after him. From morning till evening, Abel kept reciting the chant, but nothing was happening. Cora was exhausted and kept asking Abel to stop. She felt that all of this was nonsense, that nothing was ever going to happen. But then Abel uttered a few strange words, and suddenly Cora began to float in the air. She was only in the air for a few moments before crashing down hard onto the floor. She was shocked. What on earth had just happened? When Abel asked if she was okay, Cora said she had felt something like energy pulsing in her chest. Now, she truly believed in Abel's words. The thought that she might be able to hold her son in her arms again filled her with excitement. In the second stage of the ritual, they had to summon the entity. Abel was chanting the incantation, and Cora kept repeating after him. As soon as Cora lit a candle and placed it on the floor, a thick darkness spread all around. Strange, unsettling sounds began echoing in Cora's ears. Right at that moment, there was a knock on the door. When Cora opened it, she saw Wyatt, her boyfriend. Sergeant Bray had given Wyatt a written order to stay away from Cora, but it seemed Wyatt had no fear of the law. He attacked both Cora and Abel and snatched the money from Abel's wallet. When Cora picked up a stick to hit him, Wyatt hurled a few filthy insults at them and stormed out of the house. As soon as Wyatt left, Abel and Cora got back to their work. The moment the ritual resumed, Cora was pulled deep into her memories. The entity was showing her the day Noah went missing. Cora saw herself high, while Noah was desperately trying to bring her back to her senses. But in her intoxicated state, Cora pushed her son away. Heartbroken, Noah picked up his bag and his toy and set off alone toward child welfare. Cora followed him through her memories, but after walking a short distance, Noah suddenly vanished. A little while, Cora saw that a man on the road leading to child welfare had kidnapped Noah. When she ran after them, she ended up at a house, and there, she saw the kidnapper drowning Noah in a bathtub, killing him. Cora is in the past, and when she tried to save Noah, a demon seized her. The demon told her that she was in the past, and here she was only an observer. She could neither do anything nor change anything, that was the rule. Watching her son die before her very eyes, Cora cried out in agony. In the final stage of the ritual, they needed a living being for the sacrifice, so Cora brought a goat. Abel explained to her that this was a barter, not a gift, and that she must stay inside the salt circle no matter what. This time, Abel had himself chained and began chanting the incantations. Suddenly, he was hit by a violent jolt and started vomiting blood and bone. Seeing this, Cora was terrified and ran out of the house, breaking the circle. She thought Abel was dead, but when she returned to the room, Abel was alive, though only for a few moments. Suddenly, the entity dragged him into another room, and Abel vanished. Cora is in shock after witnessing all this. Then suddenly, right behind her, the same demon appears again. The demon tells her that if she truly wants to see her son Noah again, she must finish what she started. Cora asks, how? She is alone now. The demon tells her, you already have everything you need. Cora picked up Abel's book and began preparing again. She set up the room once more and performed every ritual exactly as it was written in the book. She even sacrificed the goat, but nothing happened. Disheartened, Cora sat there in despair. Then suddenly, she heard the voice of the entity, calling her to step into the circle. The moment she entered, Cora found herself in another world. There she saw Abel, who told her that this was the day of payment. Abel handed her some pieces of meat to eat and a glass full of blood to drink, telling her that this was the final step of the ritual, and after this, Noah would return. Cora somehow managed to eat the pieces of meat, but she refused to drink the blood. She had started to doubt Abel. She realized that Abel had lied to her about the ritual. In truth, the ritual didn't require the sacrifice of an animal, but of a human being, so that the seeker could bring back their lost loved one from the dead. And through this ritual, even if someone does get back what they've lost, they become cursed. They can never be freed from that curse until they find a new successor for it. The new successors are those who have lost someone dear or something priceless, and are willing to go to any lengths to get it back. The devil calls them vessels, and through these vessels, he sustains his very existence. Abel calls this curse a divine gift, and the vessels through which the devil sustains his existence, the payment. He reveals that the woman who gave him this so-called divine gift had already made her payment, and that payment was him. Abel got his daughter back, and now it's time for him to make his own payment. He intends to offer Cora to the devil as that payment. That's why he's forcing Cora to drink the blood and complete the final ritual. But Cora refuses to drink it and drops the glass to the ground. Now Abel will never see his daughter again, because he failed to make his payment. When Cora steps out of the circle, she finds the devil standing before her once again, saying, "I am owed, and I will take back the prize." He demands a new vessel, or else he will make Noah suffer pain without end. Cora begs the devil not to do this, promising that she will give him a vessel, saying she will make sure of it herself. Cora fixed the house landline and called Wyatt. She had asked him to come over. Foolish Wyatt, without thinking twice, came to meet Cora at her house. But by the time he realized his life was in danger, it was already too late. Cora thought she had completed the ritual, but the devil rejected Wyatt's body, calling it unclean and unhygienic. And now, he was after Cora. She ran into a room and drew a line on the door with salt. The story returns to the present. Cora told everything to her sister, Sergeant Bray. But Sergeant didn't believe a single word Cora said. However, when she found out that Cora was now clean and hadn't used any drugs, she locked Cora in a secure cell and left her alone while she went to the house to investigate. Cora had told her sister that a demon was after her, but she didn't believe her. Eventually, the demon found its way to Cora, all the way to the cell. Meanwhile, during the investigation, Sergeant Bray found Noah, hiding inside the wardrobe of the house. Sergeant Bray was stunned to see him, and the film ends. I hope you liked the story, and if you did, then please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel.